Hi friends, it's Hannah from The Friendly Teacher, and today I am here to talk to you guys all about work-life balance. Okay, so every single time that I ask people through a survey on Instagram, anything, what they need the most help with, the answer is always work-life balance. And the reason why is that teaching has so many to-dos, right? You have admin pressure, parent pressure, student tests. You need to grade, you need to lesson plan, you have to go to 17,000 meetings. It never ends, right? So finding that balance is important. And I think that was something that was very, very important to me after my first year of teaching, where I worked entirely too much. I really made it possible to only work during contract hours. And every year after that, I worked from the time I had to be at school until the kids left. And I very rarely took things home on the weekends, following these 5 tips that I'm going to share with you today. So I always followed these 5 tips, and it really helped to make sure that I was not working outside of my contract hours, so that balance wasn't even a question, because when I was at home, I was at home, and when I was at work, I was at work. So I am going to share 5 quick tips that if you apply these to your classroom, you can spend more time at home with your family. So tip number 1, and probably the most important tip, is batch planning. If you are not lesson planning in a batch, you're doing it wrong. Sorry, I don't know how else to say that. Batch planning is the best way to do it. So how does this look? I have the first week of every month, I would plan, copy, prepare for reading for the next month, okay? So let's say it's January. The first week of January, during my lesson planning time on Monday, I am planning, Monday and probably Tuesday, it takes at least 2 to 3 days to plan reading for the entire month of February. Then the next few days, I am getting together copies for the entire month of February only for reading. So I am focusing just on reading in that first week. Now, the second week, I'm going to plan, it's going to be like a week off, but for the next unit in math, typically for math, I'm planning based on units because it's just easier to plan the entire fractions unit, the entire multiplication unit at one time, right? So on the second week, I'm doing math, and I am going to spend the first few days planning, the next few days copying during my planning time. Then the next week it might be social studies and science, and then the last week of the month is writing and grammar. And so that's the same for every single month, is I'm going to that week and I am only planning that subject that week. I am only copying that subject that week, but I'm doing it for the entire next month. And then that's just going to repeat through all of the months. Why do you do this? 1, because once you're in that headspace, it goes quicker. You're saving a ton of time by doing this. Plus, you will feel more prepared when you know you have an entire month planned at all times. Okay, and I'm telling you, once you have that headspace, the whole planning process in general goes a lot quicker. So batch planning, if you are not doing batch planning, you should start doing it immediately. Next one is the use of timers and accountability. Let me tell you a little secret that you've probably heard a million times, but you don't believe it. No matter if you check off a million to-dos, another million to-dos will come on your to-do list, because teaching is a forever-ending to-do list cycle. Okay, you're not going to finish a to-do list and not get more things that you need to do. Okay, so you have to just be accountable, and you have to just use a timer. So what this means is, during my planning period, let's say I have a 40-minute planning period on Monday. I want to plan for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to maybe go talk to a teammate, run to the office, do all of that stuff. What I'm going to do on my phone is I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to shut my door, and I'm going to plan until that timer goes off. If somebody opens my door, unless it's my principal, I'm going to try to make it so if another teacher opens the door and they just want to chit chat, I might say, hey, I'll catch you in 20 minutes. I got to finish this. Or, hey, I'll catch you at the end of the day. Okay. Unless it's, obviously, if your administrator comes in, you probably have to talk to them, right? But I'm going to set that timer. The same thing's going to happen after school or before school. The kids leave at 3 o'clock. I want to be out of the school doors by 3:20. Okay? No matter if I still have to-dos or not, I'm going to leave at 3:20. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. When that timer goes off, no matter what I still have to do, I'm leaving, right? So maybe it's I'm going to check emails, clean my desk and stuff, and whenever that 20-minute timer goes off, I'm leaving. Okay? The next big thing is accountability. One thing that you might not even notice is that a lot of your time spent in school that you think you don't have enough time is actually spent doing things that you don't need to do, right? Talking to friends, I mean, friends are great. Teacher besties are the best. But maybe we should get dinner once a month or something like that so that I can get my school stuff done at school and get home to my family, right? So having accountability on that is very important. So maybe you're going to tell your husband or your spouse or somebody that you know that you're going to be home by 3:30 every day. And if you're not, call me out, right? Except maybe one day a week or something. Or maybe you need to tell you and your teacher bestie need to decide that you two are going to both go into the classroom at the same time, get things done for 20 minutes, and then walk out together so that you can have that time to chit chat, but also so that you're holding each other accountable. Accountability is important. Setting timers also really helps you. If you have a 20-minute timer, let me tell you, you're going to get a heck of a lot more done than if you don't set that timer. It's just like something in your brain just starts working a lot faster because you know that that timer is going to go off and you're leaving no matter what. Next, tip number 3 is choosing. I only needed one day a month, but you might need one day a week that you're going to stay till 5 o'clock. Or maybe it's one Saturday morning that you're going to come in. Just choose one day. I highly suggest just choosing one day a month. So maybe like the second Saturday every month or the first Monday of every month, you're going to stay till 5 o'clock. And that's when you know that any of that extra work that you need to get done, whether it's prepping for an IEP, writing data binders, something like that, you can shove in that one day a month. Do not let it become every day. Pick that one day a month, put it on the calendar. You now know when you can put that extra work. I can put it in that one day. I'm going to start making a to-do list on the side of my lesson planner that's for my one day a month. Some people do need one day a week for that to be. So maybe you're going to tell your spouse, hey, I'm going to be at home by 3:30 every single day except on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I'm going to stay till 5. Right? You could do something like that, just as long as you have that time so that when your 20-minute timer goes off at the end of the school day, you know that even though you didn't get that stuff done, you'll get it done during that one day a month or one day a week. Tip number 4 is basically something that you should live like it's your Bible. You need to take your work email and your Remind or your Blooms or whatever you use off of your cell phone. Your personal time is your personal time, okay? You do not need to be responding to parents at night. But the most important thing is you don't need to read that stuff at night, because I would get myself into the thing where, okay, my rule is I don't respond to parents unless it's contact hours. That's my rule. I can follow that. I told the parents that was my rule. I told my administrators that was my rule, but it was still on my phone, so I would read it and then I would spend my whole night thinking about it, right? A parent sends me something that really irritates me and now it's going to ruin my whole night at home with my family. Even though I'm not going to respond to them, I read it and now it's going to irritate me, right? The whole night. So take it off your phone. It should not be on your phone. It should not be looked at unless you're in school, okay? Like, do it right now. Like, leave this video and make sure that nothing school related is on your phone. And you can handle those between contact hours, okay? And then tell the parents at the school, they can tell them so they can expect that. And same with the admin. And my last biggest tip is called time blocking. And this is something that I have always done. And it's kind of, I kind of talked about it in tip 1, but time blocking is I know what I'm going to do each day at each time. So every single morning for the first 30 minutes, I am pulling out all of my lesson planning stuff, laying it out. I'm running to the office to check my mail. I know what I'm doing during that 30 minutes every single day. But then especially during any of my planning periods. So Mondays and Tuesdays are always planning. Wednesdays are always copying. Thursdays is always grading and setting and doing data binders. Friday is always getting ready for the next week. So blocking out, write down all of the time that you have. So maybe you have 30 minutes before school every day, you have 20 minutes after school every day, and you have a 40-minute plan period every day, and write what exactly you're going to do in those times. Put it on right above your computer so every day you come in and you look, okay, Monday mornings I am putting my grades into the grade book. Monday during planning, I'm lesson planning. That time blocking schedule will actually make sure that you get everything done, but you're also getting it done in a more, your brain just, when you have a plan, you're going to get more done in a quicker fashion. So, and then my final, it's not even a tip, but this is just a quick little whisper. It doesn't all have to be done, right? You do not have to grade every single thing. You do not have to, what you think you have to do, look at what you think you have to do and see if there's anything that you don't actually have to do, right? You don't have to grade every single thing. You could have students grade it. You could throw it away. You can do you could grade it while they're working. You can do it just as a quick check and see if there are any kids that confused it. Look at things that you don't have to do and figure out what you can just throw away for the week if you don't have extra time. Okay. Usually, so Fridays, a lot of times I will just prepare for the next week, and then anything like grading or things that I didn't get done, I could try to do them. And if I don't have time, then it just goes and I don't do it. You don't have to do it all. Remember that. Say it to yourself over and over and over again. You don't have to do it all. Okay. So those were just some quick tips. If you are not on my Monday email list, my VIP list, every single Monday I am sending out freebies, quick tips, ways to make that work-life balance easier on you. So it's thefriendlyteacher.com/welcome freebie to get signed up, and you'll get a free resource right to start. And then you can get those emails every single Monday. All right, friends, have a great day.